Hello, everybody. I am here today with a very special woman, Julie, who who I'm going to speak to, and we're going to talk a little bit about her experience. Thank you so much, Julie, for doing this interview. Can you just share a little bit about what was going on in your life before you came and we started working together? Like, what specific issues were you dealing with?
Well, for me, I was looking for someone who could help me with a lot of eating habits, emotional habits, things that have triggered me for my entire life, I believe. And so when I found you, I I was like, well, okay, this is what I've been praying for. God's just showing me a door to open. I push that door open. Um, and so, I mean, I don't think I can ever stop learning. There's just more information. But you've been extremely helpful for me to learn how to um, like empower myself with understanding habits that are formed from early on and how you can break those habits and you can reprogram those habits. um, Honestly, I'm still learning. I've learned a lot and I still have a lot more to learn on that, but it is amazing how well the techniques work and how I've grown closer to God and understanding how things work in our bodies, so in our mind and how that works. So anyway.
Okay, great. Um, were there specific um, areas in terms of your health that were that you feel comfortable sharing? Of course, this is obviously only what you feel comfortable on. This is very personal stuff. So just, I mean, or even one thing maybe that was specifically challenging you with your health or with food and your relationship with food that you remember being really maybe like pushing you past the limit.
A lot of mine's been emotional. So a lot of mine has with my childhood. Had a wonderful childhood, no complaints there. But at the same time, things happen to, or has happened to me as a child, with education and stuff. And I've known for years that when I had dyslexia as a child, that my parents did the best they could do to improve my education. But in doing so, it somehow scarred me, which is probably would have scarred me one way or another. I'm not really sure, but it, in learning how to try to deal with that now, you just brought light to that area. And as far as eating and food, I mean, I went through the whole cleansing part of it. I really want to get to the bottom and be a physical, mental body that's can serve God in a better way than what I can when I'm the way I was when I started. So she's helped me, Shana, you've helped me in learning how to do that and walk in those things that you've taught me, how to bring me to a different place, how to eliminate certain things that taunt your mind, that I don't by any stretch have mastered any of this. It's just all a learning process and learning to walk in that and stop and analyze what's going on. If what feeling do you have? What emotion do you have? Why is it here? Did you accept it here? Is it just one from the past, or do you bring it in from a connection you have with other people or other food or items, or whatever it ends up being, whatever triggers you. So I mean, I've, like I said, I'm still learning, but I very much am learning how to um, I don't know, best serve in a different way than I was before. Hopefully, I'll be able to help other people as well, as maybe not in the same way Sheena has, but I mean, it's amazing the things that she's taught us or taught me at this particular time in my life that I can share with others, and I can help my own family, those who are willing to listen, of course. But I feel like I have a little bit stronger handle on the food source, the learning source, how to feel more love because you love yourself, because God loves you and He lives in you. That it's a journey that I was looking for and wanting to embark upon, and I feel like she's helped me grow in that respect. So
Okay, wow. I'm feeling very inspired just hearing you say this. Um, and yeah, just having watched this process has been such a privilege. And, you know, we all, like, through the process, it's not all like straight, you know, there's ups and downs and things come up. And the way you've just been real with yourself through the process, and accepted and just really moved through it like gracefully, and it's really admirable.
well, thank you. Like I said, I have a lot further to go. As far as that, you walk daily and learn as you walk in your path. You're just shown things constantly, and you continue to try to grow closer and grow more full and understanding and feeling how that you can shine. Your light can shine. So I
Exactly.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I totally agree. I totally hear you. Was there something that made you feel like um, the time, like that you really had to make the change and, you know, do what you needed to do to steer the course of your life in a different direction? Like, what was it that made you feel like, okay, you know, I need to do this? Like, was there something that made you feel like it was really like it was time and that you couldn't go on with the way things were before?
Well, in one of the sessions you were talking to us about a while back ago was talking about feeling lost and looking for where you belong, and where like this constant yearning to be probably gonna cry, sorry. um that would be me. So in looking for myself, looking for how God can use me in whatever way that looks like, you have to be willing and open. And I was clogged up with a lot of things that were stopping me from feeling like I was confident to be able to step out in that journey. um I'm a little more confident. I'm a little more willing to step out in that journey. And I mean, since then, I've joined a business called Joya, and it's a CBD company. And I had never even considered using CBD until, Shayna asked. I was having some headaches issues, and when I confronted her about it, she's like, "Well, try some CBD oil." Within 30 minutes, my headache was gone. And I was like, "Whoa, I don't know anything about CBD. Let's." And then since then, somebody presented that to me with an organic company, and I was like, "Okay, I'll do this. I want to buy products from them." So I would have never started a business or joined a business on my own. Now, with support of the husband along with me, I would have been going right along. But that's just not something that I thought I was capable of doing or that I wanted to do. But so yeah, I would say I boost my confident level, and I'm constantly striving, or not striving, but I always want to be willing to do what he puts in front of me. And this is probably more than you wanted to know, Shana, but I'd had my sister-in-law passed away 6 years ago, and she told me, "You got to find your joy. You're missing joy." And she came again, had a second dream, "Need to find your joy." So I started painting because that's what used to bring me joy. Still brings me joy today, but it was scary because I hadn't done it for over 30 years. But then this business presented itself, and its name was Joya, and I was like, okay, this is undeniably, there's something here, so I got to just push that door open and keep going. So, when I first met Shayna, that there was just something that clicked, that I knew I had been looking to find a way to do something different with my life. Um, anyway, I think that's
Yeah.
hopefully that's what your question.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to serve people. I don't know exactly how all this is going to play into that, but it's just another step that I'm taking. So
Yeah.
that I hadn't taken before I met her. So, or you.
Wow. Yeah. Well, so thank you for like sharing that with us. I was going to, which you already really started to go into, like ask you really what are some, obviously it's a journey, and you know, you had a big, you had a big like challenge that came up during our time, and then the way you moved through it and patience, you know. So yeah, it keeps these tools, these skills, they keep working, they keep transforming a person's life. And I see how much, you know, you're just really real with that and open to allowing it to happen in the time that it needs to happen, like without feeling like this impatience and forcing it. So that's really beautiful. And then seeing how you've changed, and then this business choice, which yeah, when I first like saw you doing this, these things you were putting out there, I mean, it was really like a new energy that I hadn't felt from you before. I could feel that shift, and I've been feeling these shifts. So yeah, is there any other ways you could just share with us? I mean, you've like, just to bring it out even more, you told me from the beginning that when we first met, that you really have this desire to help people and with their healing in some way. And so like, I see that also, that like, just, you're still figuring out exactly how, but you see yourself moving forward with manifesting this vision of helping people, which is with really, like you're saying, oh, a little more confidence, but it's, to me, very significant, the amount of confidence in a very humble, it's like it's humility and confidence, like the perfect balance. So yeah, I mean, in terms of your health, your relationship with food, or anything else, your relationship with people, like, are there just any other areas that you would mind sharing about sort of changes that you feel now that have shifted in your life?
I have to think about that one. I mean, obviously, or not obviously, nobody knows me, so except you. Um, Relationships at home seem to be better. Relationships with other people, I'm like I said, I'm more outgoing. I have more confidence in myself. Um, I don't know, Shayna. There's lots of. I mean, I could talk about endless stuff that we've done. I had a wedding amongst the whole thing, and I had to put it on pause, and that was just an amazing eye opener to me to watch a child walk away. Blessings on that. I'm very excited for them. But you've helped me walk through things that are difficult to do I mean, I have 6 children. I still have 3 that live at home, 3 that are married, and I love them dearly. But there is no good and bad. Everything comes from God. So learning how to deal with both and accept it, and know that it's something that you're meant to work through, to learn. It's all a tool to learn from. She's taught me some of those tools, how to meditate, how to. Oops, the dogs are going crazy. I'm so sorry. They just got in a fight in the pool a second ago, and I'm like, you guys better stop. I start praying, please stop now, before I have to get up and intervene. um, uh, I lost my train of thought.
Meditation.
Sorry.
We're talking about the meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, and just
You know how
like moving through it.
right, releasing and moving through all those things. I mean, I can't even count the times that I've come to you and asked you to, or you've allowed me to use you to intercede for me and show me how to draw from higher power and release things to God, and not not keep the burden for me. It's ask him to lift that off of me, and then to give me information, um, a completeness that's missing that I was looking for. That um, I'll just say this: I don't have the Jewish understanding, so from the understanding that I gained from Shayna, it's absolutely amazing to know that. Um, I mean, I know He's there with me. I mean, I love to serve God. That's not even an issue, but that he speaks to you daily. You know, He uses people to objects, items. It doesn't matter. Everything is from Him. I mean, it's a gift. It's a gift to know those things, and I probably didn't realize that or understand that before. So I appreciate that very much. So I don't know, that may be too surfacey because there's just so much information.
Well, one question I have is, if you don't mind, is just regarding food.
Mm-hmm.
Is there just one thing that you could share about, and I'm always teaching my clients the sign of shifting in one's relationship with food and moving to a new place is not perfection with food. That's not the sign. In fact, it's more about being able to ride those times where we're not perfect, because that's inevitably going to happen. So is there just really, any one thing about food, since a lot of people who are going to be listening to this are also going to have that and be coming for that, is there anything like in terms of less thinking about food in your head, or for everybody it's different, but like what's one shift with food, whether it be more of an internal thing or if how you're eating is different? I know throughout the process your eating has changed and there were challenging times with food, like that generally happens to most of us. So yeah, any one thing would be super helpful.
I'm not sure I'm answering this the way you want, but one of the things that I know was amazing for me is I started slowly walking away from, I was already not eating carbohydrates. I was mostly eating fruits, vegetables, and some rice. But the energy I had was absolutely amazing once I was able to make the transition to eating mostly fruits and vegetables. I say, only time I ate meat was on a weekend. And I patted myself on the back and gave myself salmon and was so excited. But in making those choices, it was amazing how much more free I felt in choosing to do that. I have learned, just me personally, that I need to make sure that I'm not hungry when I cook. Little tidbits. She's like, make sure you're not hungry before you, like starving hungry, so that you don't want to just dig into stuff and just chow on it, because that's what I mean. Like obviously, well, not obviously, I eat. I like food. So I guess I had to get a little selfish to make sure that my needs were taken care of a little bit before I took care of the whole family. And that seemed to help that craving of wanting just to eat anything I could. And as far as not, now I stop to think about the food that I'm going to eat and why do I want to eat that food. Whereas before I would say, it's my happy food, or it makes me feel good. And I still think those things sometimes, but I have to know that there's an underlying issue with why I think those make me happy. And I've learned, I don't know, I've learned a lot on how to break things down. Doesn't mean I don't make those choices still, because I still eat things I shouldn't eat. But I think that's one thing you've taught me, is to feel and understand your emotion, and is it really food you're looking for? Because food's not really going to make you happy. I mean, emotionally you might be feeling, oh yeah, this will make me happy. But then for me, I was always riveted with guilt because I did do it. And now I'm trying to do everything intentional. So not all the things by any stretch of the imagination, but I hey, I had ice cream last night, I'll just say, and I thought about it for a while, and I was like, is this something I should do? And it's like, no, this isn't something you should do. Did I feel blue? No. Did I feel bad? No. I didn't feel guilty for having it. I enjoyed every bit of it. So, I mean, I still think that I probably shouldn't have had it, but I'm not going to beat myself up. So the difference is where I would have felt really horrible about it in the past. Now I accept the fact that I did that. I wanted that. I had that. Enjoy it. Move on. Tomorrow's another day. And
Yay!
yeah, I mean, I would I would have beat myself really bad. I mean, it was hard. So, I mean, for
That's
me,
great.
I still want to make better choices, but when those things present itself, I don't always walk away from it now, but I don't beat myself up for doing it. I feel
That,
okay doing
yeah.
it.
Thank you for sharing that. That's so important for people to know. Like, and thank you for being so real in your sharing. I guess just, is there any advice that you would give to someone considering doing this program?
Oh, it's definitely worth your while. You'll learn a lot about yourself and learn a lot about how to deal with things, how to manage from food to anger to raising children to, I mean, everything works together. There's always so much to learn. So I definitely I would do it again. I would recommend anybody doing it. It's you learn a lot. She's just full of knowledge that obviously she studied and learned, and she practices herself. So I recommend anybody taking her courses. Everybody, anybody.
Thank you so much. This was great. Is there any last thing that you want to add? I mean, this is really great. I think there's so much here that is going to really help people. If there's anything else you want to add, this is just one last, you don't have to, but.
I don't know. You know, it's one of those things that I don't know if everybody's looking for it, or people these days are just trying to come to some understanding of where we fit in the world. What is my goal? What does God have for me? I mean, I want to be a servant for Him, but in studying with Shana and doing her things that she's put before me, I mean, I'm just blown away with the things that I have learned, and I am just drawing closer to God. I feel like this is it's just a tool that she's provided for me to draw closer to God, and I very much so appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well,
Everybody.
thank you so much for speaking about your experience. And again, it's really been such an honor and pleasure. If any of you watching would like to find out more information, you can go to innerwellsprings.com to find out more information. So thank you again, Julie. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you.